Good morning, my dear friends. You got gourd, you're hurtin' hippie, and I hope this finds you well. We're in the studio today. Why are we in the studio? Well, let's put it up there. It is now -11 with wind chill -20. So, you know what? It just wasn't worth it for me to go outside and possibly get a little sick in today's environment. And that kind of leads to today's theme is it's easy to panic. Calm is much more difficult. I don't know how I'll word it in the title yet, but my friends, this is what I'm experiencing on a daily basis, and I want to share it because you're likely experiencing something very similar. I'll give you an example. I woke up partway through the night. I was actually feeling pretty good last night. I fell asleep and I slept really well for like about 3 hours straight, which is very unusual for me. And I woke up thinking, like I looked at my watch. I haven't worn a watch in ages. I look at my clock on my phone. I go, wow, I've slept 3.5 hours. And I actually, at that moment, felt really, really good. So I got up and went to the bathroom and had a little sip of water and went back and laid down, and all of a sudden, I started feeling nauseated and bloated and diarrhea-like feelings. And what it was an extreme buildup of my IBS. It was my IBS symptoms, nauseated, churning in the stomach. But in today's world, with a flu out there that is so captured our minds and hearts and brains and fears, and I was sweating and I was shaking. And yes, I've gone through these before. IBS symptoms can be mild to severe, but sometimes it can flare and get like that. And I had no idea if this was this virus taking hold, or if I just had to be calm and get through it. And this is what I did. I laid down in bed. First, I went and got a big bowl because I really felt like I was going to throw up, and I told myself I can't throw up. So I laid down in bed and I laid on my back and I put a pillow on either side of my head. And I just started meditating, laying flat and meditating and thinking good thoughts, thinking of my son, thinking of when this all clears and being out in the open and playing with groups of people, having a family reunion, just nice thoughts. And you know what? I got through it. It took 15-20 minutes, and all of a sudden I started feeling things calming. And next thing I know, about maybe 25 minutes into doing this, I fell asleep. And I got a couple more hours and I woke up feeling okay. It was, I still had my morning troubles, but I had never, ever had an IBS flare-up at 1 or 2 in the morning, whenever that was. Never. So it caught me off guard. And when things catch you off guard, your mind's trained to think, oh my goodness, is my life about to turn upside down? Our lives are upside down already, but if all of a sudden you get sick. So I get it, folks. And many of you have explained same stories or similar stories, hearing a news article or a friend is sick, and all of a sudden all the demons of this virus come crashing all around you, and you wonder, could it be you? And friends, I have found something that has decreased my anxiety by quite a bit. And I'm going to share it, but I first really want to show you something I made. You guys were all saying you like the cartoon hippie. And we, my friends, are living in such a surreal time. I think it's a good time to have the cartoon hippie. So I want to first put a little montage to you. It's only a minute long, a little over a minute, and it's just kind of enjoyable. The past 3 weeks of Corona put to cartoon for my family. And then a little statement from me as to what things are like outside, and then we'll come back, okay? Peace. In Canada, we also have Mother Nature, who forces us to isolate. Peace. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed making it, and I'll do many more if that's what you guys want to see. You drive. I'm just along for the ride. I just create the situation. You guys create the experience. So friends, what have I found that is helping me cope better? And that is actually going out and getting information. No, I don't. Please, my advice, and I barely ever give advice, don't watch the news. Go out and get your advice yourself. Go out and get your information yourself. Government of Alberta, for me, has a really good website that gives a daily breakdown. It's updated every single day of current and future considerations. But also, it's okay to listen when you know that a leader such as Trudeau, Boris in the UK, if somebody's giving a news conference, it's okay to watch it, because I found some absolutely incredible things as to how the private sector is coming forward and creating a situation that is better than we could imagine. The numbers are reducing. The fear is getting smaller because the abilities of us as humans is increasing. The U.S. government has enacted General Motors and Ford into making medical products at huge amounts, so that not only does America get ahead of the curve that they might be slightly behind right now, but they also have plans to share a lot of this medical equipment with France, Italy, Spain, those that are caught, to whose ever blame, are caught behind this 8-ball. The U.S. was almost behind the 8-ball. They made a few early mistakes, but they have done an incredible job at catching up and moving ahead. A really good story was, and I know that they're playing it up a bit, so I may not have the story perfect. If you want to talk about it below, let's do it. But One story that came out of it was the Corona task force was asking, why are we so behind on ventilator masks when those things are made of something that looks like it should be able to be cleaned and reused. Yet all these masks are getting thrown away and we can't keep up with them. And so one of the governors of a certain state in the US called the task force and said, in our state there is a company that has a machine that is meant to sterilize these at mass rates, but it hadn't gotten FDA approval. And boom, the task force gets a hold of FDA. They fast track the approval, and within days, these machines are going to the cities that need them and freeing up masks like crazy. This machine can do upwards of 100,000 masks sterilized per day. Amazing technology. And once again, the private sector comes forward and saves the day. Is somebody going to make a little bit of profit off of this? Why does that even matter? Let's look at it down the road. Right now, what's important is getting ahead of this virus, listening to your locality. And I hate to say it, we have to just let this ride out, and then when we are safe again, call those who have either profited or hurt people because of this. It's okay to profit off of it to some degree. When you're helping, you should earn a living. But those who have gouged, those who have taken advantage, they'll get theirs. But we don't need to sit and complain about it now and make everybody mad around us. Let's try and make everybody happy around us. Even if you've held it together so you want to complain about something, your complaint could take somebody who's not handling it so well and push them into panic attack. So think about it when we're expressing ourselves, that our expressions can cause discomfort in somebody else, but our expressions can also cause comfort. Pick the right way. Do you. I'll do me. But most of us are very, very similar. And friends, you know what it's time for. Little known facts. Friends, got a couple for you. First of all, only 6 people died in the Great Fire of London. Yes, the Great Fire of 1666. Look at that. Apparently traces its way back to a baker's oven and caused massive damage across the city of London. However, even though it destroyed over 13,000 homes and displaced 80,000 people, it only claimed the lives of 6. It's amazing. This one, I think most of you may know this. This may not be that unknown a fact, but let me know. When Bram Stoker released his iconic horror classic in 1897, it was hailed as the most blood-curdling novel of the paralyzed century and terrified audiences worldwide. However, the titular count was based on none other than history's own Vlad the Impaler. As the ruling monarch of Wallachia, a Romanian region of Transylvania, Vlad the Impaler soon made a fearsome reputation for himself by killing and impaling the still twitching bodies of his enemies on long sticks which he planted outside of his castle and all around his lands. After Vlad's eventual death at the hands of the Ottoman Empire, the history of his descendants is murky, which is what inspired Bram Stoker's character of Count Dracula. Kinda neat, kinda cool, and friends. You really are friends. You're very important to me. So stay calm, stay cool, and if you need help, throw a message my way. We'll talk. Peace and cheers, friends. Love and harmony. Catch you on the other side. Peace.